Hey everybody, I'm Norris with the Norris Group. It is Friday, February 23rd. What happened to this year already? But how are you feeling about the new tax Trump plan? More positive about real estate, less positive about real estate? That and much more as we cover the biggest headlines in real estate. Don't miss the radio show on the podcast this week. We've got Sterling Jowitz. He is with the company Common. If you're not familiar with co-living, this is going to be a perfect example and one that I've been following. They do beautiful work. But we talk with Sterling about how he even got involved in real estate, what co-living is, where it's becoming popular, and some things that you need to know. That all on the radio show and podcast this week. The National Association of Realtors reported a 3.2% decrease in existing home sales in January. Home values increased 6.7% in last year, the lowest appreciation rate since November of 2016. And mortgage rates continue their climb with 30-year rates at 4.4% and 15-year rates at 3.85. According to John Burns Real Estate Consulting, 59% of all owned homes have at least one spare room. That's 44 million rooms that could be let out. Well, 35% of those that own homes that with those extra rooms are for those 65 and under, and that generation is known to be a little bit more prone to sharing. New technology companies are emerging that matches homeowners to long-term renters, and Burns suggests it may even decrease household formation and new home construction, sometimes more than people may think. Fannie Mae already allows home buyers to use tenant income to qualify for a mortgage, opening up the door to allow renters to become homeowners if they can rent out a room. The sharing economy is here. It will mean cheaper rent, more income for homeowners, and community and companionship for both. The Orange County Register says we should ignore rising mortgage rates, and it's the job market that will truly show what's next for California housing. Well, their argument goes something like this. Owners should cheer raising rates because historically, California home prices appreciated more when rates increased. When California employment historically grows, rates increase. And the key role for the Federal Reserve is to watch out for inflation, and in high rates of inflation, rates increase. So therefore, when interest rates are soaring, it's a really great time to own real estate. So there you go. This week, Inman gave us 7 questions to guide an investor to the ideal property, highlighting the difference between cash flow and appreciation. And written in the perspective of a realtor helping a client invest in a property, 7 questions they recommended ask is, number 1, what is your main goal as an investor? Number 2, how long are you looking to be an investor? Number 3, how much work are you willing to put in? How much sweat equity? Number 4, how much money are you willing to pay up front? Number 5, what's your risk tolerance? Number 6, how are you going to use your new income? And number 7, are you interested in other properties? Well, we do the investor roadmap right here at the Norris Group, and if you've never heard about the roadmap, we do something very similar, but we talk one-on-one with investors for about a half hour. If you call the office 951-780-5856 and ask for Joey Romero, we can set you up. It's free. It's just time one-on-one to discover your personality type, what strategies are going to work best for how much time you have, experience, and your money situation, and it can greatly speed up your process in getting into the business and get you involved in things that you're actually going to like. CNBC tells us home ownership is increasing for the wealthy because affordable homes under $100,000 nationwide fell by 13% year over year. And 55% of buyers in the market are for those houses that are $250,000 and under. So getting them on the ground floor also means the move-up market later in the future. So if we don't get enough first-time buyers in the can, well, later on it really causes some problems and it's causing a lot of concern. It's not just a matter of shortage of inventory, it's a shortage of the affordable inventory that's really concerned. And we've been talking about this for months here on the show because it's getting political here in California. You've got municipalities not only concerned about it, but they're concerned about it because the state is forcing regulation up at the top, something that no surprise to you, but it's something that we'll keep covering. So you're buying a house together, but you haven't tied the knot. Well, shame on you for not listening to your mother, but NerdWallet has a few suggestions on things you should consider before buying a property with your significant other. Number 1, sign a prenup. For the house, I mean. Well, and I'm sure your relationship is one for the ages, but look into a co-ownership contract. Number 2, choose the right type of title, whether it's a sole ownership, joint tenancy, tenants in common. There are pros and cons to each, and you better be meeting with somebody like your CPA who can give you some good advice on how to do it right. Number 3, leave your parents at home. You weren't going to listen to them to get married to begin with, so, now's a good time just to follow through. Leave them at home because this is one of the most stressful processes you're ever going to go through. So decide upfront how much involvement you're going to get with your parents because adding them to the mix could make it that much more stressful. Zillow and Pulsenomics LLC surveyed 100 experts and economists about their long-term expectations of home price growth under the new Trump tax plan. Well, despite fast rising home values now, housing experts say they expect appreciation to slow to below 3% by 2021. That's still a pretty decent clip, but 41% actually lowered their expectations for the housing market post-Trump plan. 31% of the panelists had a more optimistic view, and the remaining 28% of responders said that the tax reform did not change their outlook one iota. So, depending on who you talk to, it's not quite clear who will end up with more money in their pocket because they're taking from some spots and putting in others. Which tax bracket is going to end up with more income? Who knows? We probably won't know for a little while, and especially as companies look to increase income, it'll just be very interesting to see over the next year what's going to happen. But I'd love to know what you have to think. How are you feeling about the new Trump tax plan? You think it's going to be better for housing prices, especially here in California? Love to hear what you have to say. If you're on YouTube, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat. If you're on Facebook, please don't forget to not only like the Norris Group page, but don't forget to add us to your See First list and with notifications on. Leave your comments below the video, and if we missed something, share the story on our comment sections on either YouTube or Facebook, and we'll make sure to include it on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. It is almost March and we are back on the road. The 2018 real estate market forecast in the Inland Empire, it's a pretty big event put on by Coldwell Banker. Bruce is of course on stage with Christopher Thornburg, a favorite economist that we have on the radio show once a year, and John Husing, very well-known economist out here in the Inland Empire whose specialty happens to be demographics, joins a few other speakers for a half-day event at the Doubletree in Ontario, not to be missed, and it's usually full, so make sure you sign up before they sell out. March 14th, stay push or cash out. We're coming up to you, Sacramento. We'll be up there that week, and then the following Saturday, we'll be doing cashing in on a boom. These are the strategies that are working right now in the California market and how investors are getting deals, and we are so happy to have Property Radar join us. They're going to be giving everybody a free subscription for 3 days to their website so we can get some hands-on detail on how to cultivate different lists based on what kind of strategy you're implementing. So hands-on, and then I get to interview their team about marketing. So we're going to cover everything from search engine optimization to direct mail, what's working, what's not, and why. So glad they decided to join us. April 4th, we're back on the road doing Stay Put or Cash Out at the Inland Valley Association of Realtors, and then the 19th in April at Pasadena Phoebe, so we'll see you in LA. For more information on all of our events, they're all posted online at thenorrisgroup.com, as well as you'll find a lot of information on our hard money loan programs, including fix and flip, buy and hold, and new construction loans starting at just 6.9%. It's unbeatable. Check it out. For more information on passive investing with trust deeds, check out tngtrustdeeds.com. With that, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.